House is denying this report that came out that Bessent might be a successor or replacement to Jerome Powell. We still should talk about the potential of Bessent, because often things that we are told are false end up being true. They just didn't want that information to get out yet. I definitely think it's possible that Bessent could be an option, and it's likely that the White House wants to downplay this news because Bessent is literally in the middle of Chinese negotiations today. So it's a horrible time for this news to come out, because it's like, the trade negotiators, looks like you're already lining up your next job. What good is there to talk to you? You know, it certainly doesn't help in negotiations. That's my take. So kind of interesting. But let's speculate anyway on the idea of Bessent replacing J. Powell. It's coming anyway in May of 2026. Somebody's going to be the replacement. And it doesn't surprise me at all that Bessent would be an option. We have seen this Treasury to Fed move in the past. Bessent emerges as potential contender to succeed Fed Powell? No way, dude. What? Donald Trump to replace Powell, potentially with Treasury Secretary Bessent. Now that would be really interesting, because this would be like a Yellen, in reverse, where Janet Yellen was Fed chair and then became Treasury Secretary under Biden. This would be like the reversal, where you get Bessent get into the Fed. Now that's really interesting, because Bessent's been begging for the long end of the curve to come down and Treasury yields to come down. If Bessent came in, he would just cut rates to zero. Now, interestingly, the concern everybody would have about the Fed cutting rates to zero would be that the Fed will induce inflation. But Bessent, as Fed chair, could actually be really bullish, very bullish. This would be May 26th. This is about 11 months away. And, this is just reported right now, so a lot could change. Much could change. But he's doing his sort of trial phase right now as Treasury Secretary. If Bessent gets chosen as Fed chair in May of 2026, I actually think it's very, very bullish, because he's going to, my take, he'll cut rates to zero rapidly. Risk is inflation, but personally, and you know this, I don't think we face major inflation risks. What we really face are labor market risks. But the problem is labor is very lagging. Labor is very lagging. If labor doesn't collapse before May 2026, Bessent could help stave off an impending labor collapse. Now, it's possible that it's too late by then, right? If Powell stays restrictive for too long, before labor rolls over, labor could roll over basically before Bessent gets in. But, I'm not, my sort of bottom line on it, not worried about, by the way, this Bessent potential, huge news for real estate. If we get Bessent in May of 2026, I think we potentially see housing skyrocket, because they cut rates to zero again. So all of a sudden makes House Hack salivate. This idea of Bessent coming in during midterms, before midterm elections, before Republicans have to go fight Democrats and Democrats go, look, they're authoritarians. You're going to get Bessent going, yeah, we might be authoritarians who just cut rates to zero. And Trump's going to go, I lowered interest rates for everyone. Under Biden, you had mortgage rates at 7%. Under me, the first time, you had them at 3%. Now you've got them back at 3%. So the market has spoken. Now, obviously, a lot happened in the meantime there. It's a massive oversimplification, but it's the perfect pitch to Americans. Set up zero interest rates by the midterms next year. Huge for real estate. That actually makes this Q4 more important. And mind you, as rates start trending down, we're going to end our 5% offering. Obviously, if you're in it, you'll keep your 5% through conversion. But what we're offering people right now is if you invest as a non-accredited investor in a house hack, you get a 5% yield plus all of the upside in the stock. There's no premium on convertibility, which is great. So your stock can, that 5% yield converts to stock if our valuation is higher in a few years. And then hopefully we can IPO this puppy. It's really, really exciting. So we think, you get a yield between now and conversion, which is awesome, plus the upside. You get downside protection too. Obviously, read our paperwork over at househack.com, and you can invest over there. But really broadly, for real estate, even for yourself, if Bessent does get chosen and ends up implementing this sort of zero rate policy, which is my assumption. You could see Bessent and not get a zero policy, but I don't know. Because I think Bessent and Trump, all of their commentary has been around zero inflation. And I kind of agree with that. I don't think corporations have the pricing power to create inflation, even in the face of tariffs. It's more likely to just hurt earnings per share, hurt the labor market, which also leads to joblessness. So either you crash the economy into a recession, you get joblessness and you get low rates, or you get the economy skating by, tariffs crush the economy a little bit, but not enough to go into recession, but enough to say, let's try to stimulate again, get rates to zero. Bessent will be the perfect face for that, and it'll be a boon for real estate. Now, it could also be a boon for stocks, frankly, but who knows? Because if earnings are getting damaged, then that could obviously also show up in earnings. I think in the long term, though, we're going back to zero rates. We don't know exactly when, but I think this Bessent move is setting up perfectly and politically for midterms. Great for real estate. Excellent news for House Hack too. Hashtag a little biased on that one. Obviously, this is my real estate startup. Inflation, much more worried about labor, especially with AI, which is heavily deflationary, mind you. Like AI is ridiculously deflationary. It is, innovative destruction, basically, of cost. And it's a good thing for the economy because eventually it'll lead to more growth, but it's a bad thing for labor in the near term, combined with recessionary dynamics that we have now, not just sort of like the uninverting of the yield curve, which typically always occurs right before a recession, declines in, travel, declines in, business certainty thanks to the tariff warfare, declines in the household unemployment rate, the rise in the unemployment rate we've already seen, construction employment falling. I mean, there are valuations at relatively high levels. All of these things combined, lack of pricing power, corporates. Yes, the stock market is propped up by corporate buybacks, but corporations also have a historical tendency of buying back stocks at the wrong time, like usually during euphoric periods or times when, stocks are going up. Everybody's making money, everybody's happy. It's kind of a bad time to buy back stock usually. Anyway, all of those things together could create the conditions for a recession, which if Jerome Powell today cut to zero, I think our recession risk would go to zero because we could still sustain that job market for longer. Bessent, I think, would do that. The problem is Bessent going to be too late? I don't know. That's the big question. I think that's where if we can get through Q3 and we can make it to Bessent, that's money printer. This guy's going to be money printer, man. So, to me, Bessent equals double money printer, man. for whatever kind of phrase that might be. Let me see if there's any other news because other contenders under consideration include Kevin Warsh for Treasury Secretary, for Fed Chair. And there is no article on this right now. It looks like, I don't know if they're just reporting this on Bloomberg TV or where. No, so on Bloomberg TV, they're just talking about labor protests. Let me see if there's anything else on this, but this is very interesting to me. Yeah, here it is. Oh, there's a Bloomberg piece. A growing chorus of advisors inside and outside of the Trump administration are pushing to name Scott Bessent, current Treasury Secretary, as the next chair of the Federal Reserve. President Trump said on Friday that he would name a successor very soon to replace Jerome Powell, whose term ends May of 2026. The small list of candidates under consideration includes Kevin Warsh, a former Fed official whom Trump interviewed for Treasury Secretary in November. But Bessent, who is leading Trump's effort to kickstart the economy with sweeping changes to trade, taxes, and regulation, is also now one of the contenders for the job, said the people who requested anonymity to discuss the private conversations. Formal interviews for the position have not begun, two people said. Bessent says he has the best job right now, and the president will decide. Given the amount of trust and confidence the global financial community has in Bessent, he's an obvious candidate. That's true. Remember, after April, markets rallied every time Bessent came on TV and sold off every time Slutnik came on TV or Peter Navarro came on TV. Bessent has been at the forefront of negotiations on the U.S.-China trade deal, arguably the most important of the pacts the president is seeking to forge. I agree. Scott Bessent proved he could implement President Trump's agenda during an incredibly turbulent first 6 months, says Steve Bannon. Oh, come on, Steve. We haven't proven anything yet, you freaking shill. Powell and Fed officials have held interest rates steady in 2025, arguing the patient approach is the way to go. Bessent or Wash would give the benefit of the doubt to the financial community that they would preserve the independence of the Fed. Yeah, I don't know about that. Economist and Trump ally Art Laffer, Kathy Wood loves him, said Bessent is wonderful, but he already has a job, and his specialty is not monetary policy. Yes, so what? That's interesting. I actually think that's pretty bullish. Big fan of that. So I'm excited about that. That's very, very good. The problem, again, though, is you have to get through the pain of about the next 6 months. Keep in mind, by the way, you can get the Meet Kevin Alpha Report every morning. We do our course member live stream earlier now. We moved it up. So the course member live stream is probably going to be starting around 5:45 every day. Today was about 5:55, just as we're getting, sort of this new time frame set up. And so we'll do the goal is about a 45-minute to 1 hour course member live stream every day. The market's open. And then, of course, you get the alpha report before the market opens up as well. And then we go into a public live around 6:30. So you're welcome to check that out over at meetkevin.com. Kind of get my blueprint for the day on trading, as well as, of course, access to all of the lectures and the courses over on meetkevin.com, which includes Zero to Millionaire Real Estate, do-it-yourself property management, stocks, Trumponomics. Once the next tax legislation passes as well, we'll also have a bunch of new Trumponomics lectures, which will be really cool. Productivity's in there. Some incredible courses, social media, you name it. They're great products in there, sales courses in there. You get access to all of those in the Meet Kevin membership. You can get over at meetkevin.com. So go ahead and check that out. And I think we've got a coupon up right now, so you're welcome to use that.